We know how difficult it is to classify and manage content submissions once they start arriving. That's why we are providing 2 tools to help you classify and manage content, buckets and labels. You will use buckets to classify and store sessions. One session can only be in one bucket. Buckets can be of the following types: sessions in evaluation, accepted sessions, declined sessions, canceled sessions, and sessions where cancellation has been requested. Those initial buckets cannot be deleted, but you can add as many additional buckets as you need. You can have multiple evaluation buckets, multiple accepted buckets, and multiple declined buckets. This makes session classification easier. You can, for example, move certain sessions from the standard evaluation bucket into a new, custom evaluation bucket, and then assign different content team members to manage only that specific evaluation bucket. Furthermore, you can have different speaker communications for accepted or declined sessions stored in different accepted or declined buckets, and thereby have different messaging for each of those groups. Plus, distributing sessions over multiple buckets helps you to better visualize sessions, especially when there are many of them. In the Buckets tab on the screen, you can add new buckets by clicking on the Add New button, or you can manage an existing bucket's name, type, and color. Please note that default system buckets, which have a green checkmark in the 3rd column, cannot be deleted, nor can you change their type. However, even those buckets can be renamed, and their color can be changed. In the last column, you can view the number of sessions in that bucket. And while one session can be stored in only one bucket, it can have as many labels as needed. You can use labels for any session classification you might come up with, such as session tracks, levels, types, or really anything. When you create labels, you can decide whether they are going to be public labels. Those labels will be clearly visible in the agenda, or whether they're going to be private labels, which you will use internally for easier content classification. If you would prefer a badge to be displayed on a session card instead of a text label, you can upload an image, badge, for those labels. In those cases, badges will be displayed instead of the label names. Please bear in mind that badges should have a square format. On this first tab, you can add new session labels by clicking on the Add New button, or you can manage an existing session label's name, color, badge, and public visibility. Labels can be searched for easily by their name by clicking on the Search button. By clicking on the Export button, you can export selected labels into an Excel file. The number of sessions with a specific label is displayed in the Sessions column. The second tab is the tab for managing speaker labels. Speaker labels are similar to session labels, but are designed to classify a speaker, not a session. They are often used to announce speaker qualifications or associations by displaying badges on speaker profile cards, or you can create speaker labels which are not public, to internally classify speakers and facilitate management or communications. That way, you can have, for example, a special label for sponsor speakers, and then you can decide whether you want to display that sponsor speaker's label publicly in an agenda or whether you're going to use it purely for internal classification. In addition, you can change the name, color, badge, and public visibility of any speaker label. As previously mentioned, speaker labels marked as public will be shown on speaker profile cards either as a badge, if the badge has been uploaded, or as a text label. By clicking on the Add New button, you can easily add new labels. Labels can be searched for by their name by clicking on the Search button and exported into an Excel file by clicking on the Export button.